Oh.
Preparing to live stream the meeting. Setting up your
Yay!
meeting.
Hello, everybody.
Done. Redirecting you to YouTube. And we are quieted there. Awesome. No thanks. I don't want to try that for free. Come up here. Hi, everybody. Sorry we've missed the last few meetings. It just, things just get real crazy and hectic. And as I tell everyone, real life takes precedence over any fictitious or secondary obligations that we may have, volunteer positions or anything else. We're all about taking care of your family first. We'll still be here for you when, and if you need a shoulder to lean on or an ear to talk to. I suffer from acute insomnia. Just send me a message on Facebook and I'll be more than happy to speak to you. Let's hear, what do we have coming up? We have May 4th. May the 4th be with you. Getting that out there early. We're getting ready to have a lot of fun with it. Anybody who is a member of Starfleet Command in the local area, Starfleet International, 501st, I'm sure a lot of people are already planning on doing things other places, but if going into San Antonio just isn't your thing, come out to Ren Fair, Bandera County at Palmarosa RV Park. And of course, we're in Bandera, Texas, Bandera County. If you put Highway 16 South and you fail to put 78003, you are going to end up on the far east side of San Antonio. So that zip code is very important. But what's even more important is if you put Ren Fair Bandera County in, it does come to our address here where the offices are. It's actually at Palmarosa RV Park, and hopefully this is pointing the same direction that I need everybody to go, closer to Bandera. You can go the Bandera direction, not the San Antonio direction, Bandera direction. And you will see all of our flags out. You'll see the Poly Peak trailer, gas station all on your right hand side, and then you'll see all these flags out on the posts. That's us. That's our event. That's my whole job Saturday morning, is to put all the flags out. So if they're not there, I'm the one in trouble. But we are doing a Renaissance fair combined with May the 4th be with you. What does this mean for our vendors? That means they have the unlimitless options for how they dress up to add fun to the event. Participants, you can come as you are or have some fun. Pull that costume that's been sitting in the back of your closet that you may have wore Halloween 2 or 3 years ago. As long as it still fits, put it on and come on out. We do ask people to remember that we are a family-friendly venue. So as much as we'd like Princess Leia showing up, we don't want Slave Leia with anything that might accidentally become exposed Leia. So just remember to have a little, you can have fun with it. Just remember that there's going to be families there and kids there and kids that might grab inappropriate places because they just don't know any better. Not going to say anything about going as a space alien at Realms Con, and the cut was right here. And guess what? Every single 12-year-old's head was right there. So I get it. I totally understand. There is a reason for it because you'll find they're not talking to you. I even had one of my male friends dressed up as Slave Leia. Man, was he a gorgeous Slave Leia. I was jealous because, man, he pulled Slave Leia off like you wouldn't believe. But he has fun with it. That's what the whole event about is, to have fun. On to Space Station Requiem news. For those who have been following our pages and are noticing something missing on Tuesdays, life has gotten very, very busy and hectic for Mikey and myself. So we have opted to stop the Trivia Tuesdays for now. Not saying they won't ever come back, just for right now, we are limited in how much we can do in one day. Successfully do in one day. That's always a big distinction to make there. Getting everything done in one day or successfully getting things done in a day. So we had to prioritize with all the events that we're having, with the moving of the events to the front of our property here in Pipe Creek, and just life in general going on. We found that was something that was taking up a lot of our time, was to create those deals. Even though we knew there was a dual purpose and eventually they were going to end up on the Space Station Requiem website, under the Space Station Academy. That's fine, that's great. If somebody comes along and says, hey, yeah, I wanna do those, you know, we have them all planned out. So you don't have to think really, really hard about what do I want to quiz on this week. You know, we've got them all planned out on how we were going to do them. Basically going Star Trek from the beginning to the end, and all the new everything else that's happening. The original movies, the reboot movies, let's hear, was it Discovery, Picard, Lower Decks? I feel like I'm missing one of the new ones that came out.
Strange New Worlds.
Strange New Worlds, yes. So we had even accounted for all of them. The other part about that is we need you to help look for donors, because we do try to give that little incentive of a $50 gift card somewhere. You know, we realize that there isn't a whole lot on our website that someone will say, oh yeah, I'll go ahead and answer these questions because I really want that pair of underwear that says the adventure begins here. Or your gateway to adventure. You know, I really want that pair of underwear, but do I really want to, you know, sit there and answer all these questions when I can just go ahead and spend the $20 and get the underwear myself? If you're not sure what I'm meaning, go to guildsofrequiem.com, look at our shop, and look at the Star Trek.
Sorry, she's been having internet issues.
Club. No, I have not updated any merchandise to our. Oh, yeah,
That's okay.
Internet connection is unstable.
Yeah,
so
it's so funny too.
So.
It's funny too because you'll freeze, and then when it comes back, you're all, and I'm like,
tell me slow the speaking down.
It's all good.
It's good.
Hopefully it's like the last meeting. It only happened once and we made it through the whole meeting, and then you lost connection again.
Then I lost connection. Yeah, we got new fiber internet out here, but for some reason my computer still keeps dropping internet connection. So I think our solution is we're going to just run a hard line to my computer. When I bought this computer, I bought it refurbished, and they did not refurbish it with Wi-Fi, being Wi-Fi ready. No. So I had to get an adapter to get Wi-Fi, and the USB ports, I need to get new USB ports at this point.
Gotcha.
So I think it's a USB port issue versus the adapter issue, because I plugged the adapter in on the laptop, and I could get
and it's fine. Okay.
I could get on the internet. We got the one Chromebook, and I got the adapter, and I plugged it in. I had internet on that Chromebook. So the adapter works.
I can't wait until they get the fiber hooked up out here. It'll be so nice. It
was a long process. I mean, but yeah, it took AT&T leaving us without internet and cell phone service for 10 days. And then our phones came back, and then we went another 6 days with no internet. That we said, you know what? Goodbye, AT&T.
Yeah. Unfortunately, where I live, we will never have fiber.
Not even the open infra stuff. That's what's coming out our way.
Nope. They're not allowed to come into the mobile home community and install anything.
Yep.
That's right. I remember reading about
that. It's because they don't want to connect anything to these because they can be moved.
Yeah.
Well, Spectrum does it. It's because they have to actually connect boxes to the house.
To the houses, yeah.
Yeah.
They have their rules, but that's okay. What else do we got? Space Station Requiem wise. Our logo updated.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if we've put that out to anybody that our logo updated, or
if not, surprise.
Seen it or not seen it. Give me a second here. Let's pull it up. Where's the one that I'm gonna have the logo do? No, not that one. Okay, you know what? Let me let everyone see what I'm doing on my computer here. So let's go to share screen. Come on. There we go. Everybody can see the chaos that I have. Hi, look at my chaos. That's great. So this is what Space Station Requiem looks like on my computer. Command crap, because yeah, I know. Somebody told me at one point I should change that, and I'm like, why? I'm the commander. It's my crap.
Exactly.
Basically, that's anything that if we have to report to Starfleet Command Quadrant 1, that's in there. We're part of a Klingon group. We're part of the International Space Station Explorers. anything that involves the commander having to make a report to somebody or make requests, that's all under my command craft. No events, graphics. This is the one I want to show. Logos. Let's see here. And I'm probably as big as I can go here. So this, I think, is what the new one looks like.
Yeah, I think it's
on the
awesome. I
website.
love it.
I know, isn't it great? I mean, it's so uniquely us. I mean, I kept rattling my brain because the other one just didn't feel right. I mean, it was great, it was everything, but it just didn't feel right.
It wasn't ours. It was,
Yeah, it was something else, and we're kind of like our own thing out here. You know, it's
Yeah.
not that we're, you know, we don't like being involved with other groups, but you know, this one I didn't get the caption on top, but this is what the final one kind of looks like. And the whole purpose is this is the gateway. Who else has a gateway that goes on adventures? It's a circle.
yeah, I love it. I think it looks
Out to the
great.
star. Okay, you know, so nobody's gonna figure out that the reference is to Stargate. You're welcome.
Well, I don't really watch it.
We gotta have a binging weekend. That's just all it's to it.
I know.
First
fair,
episode of everything.
I saw the circle, and for some reason my brain just did not make the connection until you mentioned it.
Yeah. So, but it incorporates the tree
awesome.
of life that we have with Guilds of Requiem, incorporates the, you know, the gate. We do have it so that, if you can see, I've got command, communications, dignitary, diplomat. This is our flag that we have getting ready to be, there we go, that's the whole thing. The flag I have on order.
Nice.
And let's see here, as you can see, these all have different colored centers as soon as I can get it to come up. Where's it at? There it is. So, come on. This is the command one, and what I'm going to do is I've met this lovely young lady that's going to be at our event on next week, next Saturday. She does 3D printing. She's just starting out. She's just starting to figure out how to create her own things. So I've given her a project. She's going to map this out on her 3D printer. She's going to leave this blank so that we can put our own little jewels or colored stones in there, or paint it or whatever with resin, so that it's a different departments. That's kind of like our declaration of, you know, this is what our uniform looks like, but this just confirms it. It's in gold, so this person is obviously an officer. If it's in gray or silver, then they're a non-com NCO. But this is kind of what the premise is. You know, our com badges are going to be slightly different. Come on, let's come up in here. Here's the dignitaries. That one I'm going to have to actually make this pin. That's one that I designed on my own. It's based off of the storyline that I'm working on. So I'm really excited about. Where's the other one that, oh, people might like this on the Marine one. So let's see if I can get it to come up. Oh, the biohazard sign isn't showing up. I had kind of shadowed the biohazard sign for the Marines. I have to work on that a little bit. So, but that is what we have. Stop share what we have. That's come up new. What else do we have going on in the world other than May the 4th be with you coming out? Oh, the new okay, I know Mikey hasn't had time to watch this. Heather, have you watched Fallout on Amazon yet?
Not yet.
Do so. I'd heard of the kids playing the games and everything, and I know my son plays it.
Yeah, my son is like, that's his thing, was Fallout, and he's been watching it.
I did not think I was gonna like it, because I'm like, okay, this is gonna be another kitschy thing where where World War III happened right after World War II, and so we're kind of stuck in a time lock of the 50s. And then you find out that they've been stuck in the 50s for over 200 years. You know, and I'm just like,
kind of like that Brendan Fraser movie where he's stuck in the bomb
where he was in the fallout shelter for, you know, growing up. But some of these people have never seen the real sun. It's all just this projector, you know. And I'm sitting there thinking, my God, that's good technology if it lasted 200 years without falling apart. You know, I wish my stuff would last 200 years and not fall apart. That'd be great.
right?
I get a feeling from what I got a feeling from the trailers was that not everybody who stayed in those shelters stayed all the time, hence how
Yeah.
were able to keep a community going in those
In those
areas for
shelters,
so
yeah.
long.
Well,
Somebody went out, got the tech, and brought it back.
they kind of, at the very last episode, they kind of hinted that Vaultec was more advanced than they
Mhm.
let on. I mean, I'm trying not to give spoilers away or anything, but there's one of the things that I found is when I'm watching the first couple of episodes, I'm like, wait a second. They said over 200 years has passed. Well, how is this character still alive?
Mm.
But they said 200 years, but they kind of make it seem like it's only been like a few years
Mm.
because the bombs fell in Shady Shores, Sandy Shores, I think. I don't know. I can't remember the name of the city now. You know, and they were making it sound like that. Yep, I'll figure it out afterwards.
It's all good.
You know, but they're saying, oh, the bombs just fell. No, they said 200 years ago the bombs fell. Well, how can this character have been a little kid when the bombs fell and it's been 200 years? So for me, that was one that I kind of kept watching, and I've watched it 3 times now. I will admit I have watched it 3 times now. And every time I watch it, I find some little new detail that I missed before, and it's like this light bulb, and I'm like, huh.
I'm sure my son could explain it all because he's played all the
Oh,
games.
get it. Mikey, does Ben play Fallout?
No,
No.
I've never heard him talk about it. He's more D&D and World of Warcraft.
Chris
So
plays Fallout with his friends because I know this because when his friend Q stayed with us, that's all they talked about was Fallout.
gotcha.
They talked about a couple of the games they were playing, and they do a D&D gaming and everything else. So hopefully the 2 boys are going to have fun up in the Gamers Guild canopy, because Ben is going to be running 2 sessions of D&D.
Ooh, fun.
So, and I did put Mikey that it was going to be $20 per person for the D&D session.
Okay.
Gets them a bag of dice.
Okay.
And it gets them a raffle ticket.
10 for. And then the 3-hour game.
3-hour game. So I don't know if he wants to let them choose. You know, this is something him and Chris will kind of have to talk about. Is do we want 2 glasses there, 2 jars there to collect tickets for the different ones, or just one and whatever we draw?
And that we were actually talking about it yesterday, so I'm making the executive decision. 2 jars, 1 for each game. Okay. That way, if they only like this game, that's the jar they put it in. And I have some of my mason jars if you want me to bring those.
I have some.
The little ones like this.
I've got the ones like what we had.
Okay.
They're part of the event stuff. They were bought specifically for raffles. Ooh, that would be fun.
So this was a slushie at the Yellow Rose Artisan Market. They had a shaved ice people out there, and this is what they put it in.
The goldfish bowl.
And that's exactly it. So they had 2 or 3 or 4 different themes.
Flavors, yeah.
I got the mermaid one, so it had little jellied mermaids stuck to a stick and all that. And then my niece got the gone fishing one, so I had a little plastic fishing pole. And then they had a dinosaur one, and I think they may have had another one, and every single one of them was in one of these.
Oh, that's cool.
I was like, that is so freaking cute. And it's plastic, so you don't have to worry about it. Look,
well, if you've got 2 of those, let's use that instead, so we don't have to worry about glass breaking somewhere.
Well, and that's what I was gonna say. I need to find out where they got these from, because these are so cute anyway. But my niece has the other one. She took it home. So
that's okay.
But yeah, I was like, this would be perfect.
Yeah, those would. Well, you know, we'll search out for them, because you know we still are planning on having more events in the future.
of course, raffles and all that. So
They start at Amazon. You can find just about anything on Amazon.
exactly.
Well,
And the other place that starts with a T.
Mm. I've seen some
Didn't
not
say
so
nothing.
great. I've seen some not so great posts about that other place.
Okay, but you know what? I
Apparently
have
they've-
never had a problem with them.
Well,
Never.
apparently they've taken some stuff written by a well-known druid, Welsh druid, who's done a lot of publishing,
publishing, yeah.
and they did basically copied and sold it.
As their own.
Hmm.
You know what? Come to think of it, you're right. Because the lady that I bought my book journal from, I saw one of her little ones on there, so she reported it. But you're right. But I also do that. I like search a lot of stuff to see if I recognize anything from anybody I know. And I'm like, hey, guess what?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
I find a lot of things on Temu, and I'll admit that I shop there, but I do search out first, and you can just do a reverse image search on Google, and it'll show everywhere that it comes up.
Yeah.
Lately, I've been seeing all the clothes that's on Rose Gal and Dress Lily are now showing up on Temu.
Yeah.
A lot of things that I'd seen on Wish and some of those other cheaper sites. You know, and and the thing is the quality is hit or miss on those. I mean, I
Yeah.
got this from one of those sites, and I thought it was going to be heavy and thick, and no, it's actually nice, lightweight, very thin, so it's going to be perfect for our Texas heat.
Awesome. But yeah.
Yeah, it's with anything. When you buy anything online, it's hit or miss. It really
Of
is.
course. So I'll do a search. Alrighty then. I'll do searches for this. And did I go like that to you guys too?
No,
Like did it? Okay.
I was doing something.
Gotcha. Because I turned on my other monitor and the whole screen just like shifted. It was weird. Sorry. Okay. But continue. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of really all I had was just to nerd out about Fallout. I mean, I've nerded out to the point where I'm considering that maybe I want to play. It might be fun to play, but I don't want to have to buy a whole system for me just to play one game. And I don't think there's a PC version of it. I might look into that later on, but yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed it. I watched it once on my own. I watched it through with Matt, and I've watched it again on my own. And now Cindy's saying that she would like to watch it, but she doesn't want to watch it alone. So I might go over there during the day and and watch it with her. But yeah,
Cool.
like I said, it's kind of the rehashed, reused premise of post-apocalyptic, world, and what happens and what's going on with it, and how did we get there? Where character development. There's a lot of excellent character development. There's a couple characters that I thought were going to be really minor, and they ended up being a major, major part of the plot line. So
Nice.
I'm really, really enjoying it. I am bummed that it's not going to be till late 2025 that season 2 comes out.
Well, now you feel my pain. I have been waiting over a year and now almost a half for the next season of Bridgerton to come out, and it comes out next month.
Yep.
I've been
I like
waiting for
Bridgerton.
I've been waiting for season 4 of The Witcher.
Yeah.
I think they're going to stop at 5 seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I still am kind of torn on am I going to watch it or not?
I'm gonna watch it because it'll be interesting to see how they work out the switch with the actor.
But
Um,
bleh.
but
Blah, blah, blah.
I'm waiting for more Wheel of Time.
I keep forgetting about that because it's on Amazon. I don't have Amazon.
And
I tried watching it and I just couldn't get into it.
it's if you've read the books, it's kind of hard at first because the first few episodes you're kind of like
That's probably why I can't get into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because like one of them wasn't married in the beginning.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I think what they were trying to get the most important story items in as quickly as possible, because you think it's like a 10-book series.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. That's
they
really
aren't going
hard.
to do 10 seasons. It's such a big story, and it jumps around because they end up splitting up. So you'd have all this, jumping around trying to cover all the different storylines as they split off and come back together. So I can see where they're eliminating things that aren't major parts of the story. They're just interesting little tidbits, kind of like they did with Lord of the Rings. They pulled the whole story of Tom Bombadil was pulled
Yeah.
because it really
Right.
doesn't move the story along.
Yeah,
It's
it
like a
doesn't move
side
it along.
quest.
Yeah.
So I think that's what
Dune 2 is coming out. It should be
it's
you can
out
buy
to
it now.
rent or purchase already.
Yep.
I'm waiting for, but
I'm
we
gonna give
want
it
to
to 6
wait until it
months.
comes out on Max because we have Max, but everything I read so far sounds like it's not going to be out on Max until like July. So we may end up
So
renting it before then,
yeah,
but not at
just with the fact that
$25.
they're
We're going to wait
they
until it
said that they're
drops.
gonna go do six movies total. So
Wow.
I mean, are they finishing out the first book at the end of this second movie, and then because Dune is like a 7 or 8 book series. I don't have them in front of me right
Yeah.
now.
Well,
I've got the whole collection, and they were signed by Frank
even
Herbert.
the 1980s Dune, that was just the first book,
1980s Dune,
which was one
yes,
movie.
was
The
one
two-parter
movie
now, that's just
with
the
Sir
first
Patrick
book.
Stewart in it.
Mm-hmm.
One with Patrick Stewart in it. Yeah, they did pretty good. I mean, the thing about the books, trying to take a book to a movie,
Mm-hmm.
is there's a lot of little details that get lost.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
for anybody who's read the books before going to see the movie moves a lot faster than the book. Because the
Yeah.
book, you kind of feel like you're plodding along, and the next thing you know, you are
Because books are,
engrossed on what's happening with these characters in this book.
the thing is,
Exactly.
the books are extremely political.
Yes.
It doesn't seem so at first with the first book because you have so much going on. But when you really look at it, the books are so, especially when you get Dune Messiah is where I stopped. I got bored because it was just all about this was Paul's son turned
From Tyrant.
worm emperor, it's just like, or no, not Dune Messiah, God Emperor Dune.
I would say that's got him Purdue.
And then it was nothing but politics.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you got
I
to
remember.
understand that when he wrote the books, it was a very, very, very politically charged climate. You're dealing when he wrote them, it was in the 60s, 50s, 60s,
Yeah.
70s, I think is when he wrote them.
Mhm.
And there was a lot of anti-government protesting happening.
Yeah.
And so
I could probably read it now, but when I first read them like 20 plus years ago, I'm just,
yeah,
I
I mean,
was
you
in
have to
my
understand that
late 20s, early 30s. I'm like, I don't know.
a lot of writers will put their own personal stance into their writing. And I will admit I'm guilty of that in my storylines. Is
Yeah,
I
with
do take
fiction, I'm not worried about. It's just it wasn't so much a stance per se, but it seemed like there was nothing else. It was just
yeah, all politics.
all politics. It's like, well, what's happening? Like I don't remember much about the personal life of the
Yeah.
main character. It was just all about him running his empire. It's like kids, wife, friends. It's like, where's the rest of it?
I always got the feeling that he ended up being alone because he just nobody would relate to him on an individual basis because of
Yeah.
who he was. And everyone was afraid of him.
Yeah. And I can see that, but at the time when I read it, I was just like,
Yeah,
where's the
where's
rest
this
of the
going?
story? It doesn't seem
Yeah.
like there's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, and you definitely have to, I think, as older us, rereading it, and I've contemplated doing that since I now know that my infusion is going to be 6 hours long. Taking books to read that I enjoy versus
Yeah.
trying to get through Grant writing.
I might get through God Emperor Dune slowly by doing it as an audiobook and listening to it while I'm doing other things.
Doing other things, yeah. What's the other one coming out? Bridgerton is coming out. There's some
Yeah,
other
the
science
first
fiction
part of
coming out.
Bridgerton is coming out, I believe, on the 16th. The second part comes out in June.
What about that new the Rebel Moon? The second part just came out on Netflix. Have either of
Which
y'all
one?
seen that? Rebel Moon.
Rebel Moon?
I actually have not seen it.
It's good.
Speaking of Bridgerton, yeah, part 1 comes out on May 16th, part 2 is June 13th.
Okay.
Rebel Moon is directed by Zack Snyder, and I think he was part of the creative team that came up with it too.
Oh, nice. How come I haven't seen it? I don't think I've even seen it come up as a preview for me.
It hints it seems to be like a little mix of Star Trek, Star Wars, one part, you know, kind of the I wouldn't say the chosen one per se, but there is a side character that's kind of like the holy child or the divine child type concept.
Hmm.
It's really cool. And the main character is actually kind of an somebody who was high ranking but became the underdog because of issues. So I'll leave it at that. And it's in 2 parts. And it's really cool. And it'd be cool to see if they continue any of the story of the characters from the 2 parts into more movies like that. But I don't know. It's really good.
That's who's coming out. Sorry. I was trying to remember what else was coming out. Marvel Units. Agatha, the Darkhold Diaries is supposed to be coming out late 2024. Oh, yeah. She was kind of the antagonist to
Wanda and WandaVision.
WandaVision, yeah. So I knew they were working on it. I just didn't know what the timeline was. And then from the world of Batman coming out on Max is The Penguin. They're doing a movie just about the Penguin's life. Who they have? Colin Farrell is Oswald Cobblepot. Let's see here. Where's the other one? Star Wars: The Acolyte. I will admit I have not been staying up on all the new Star Wars releases. I
was doing pretty good. I haven't let's see. I finished the most recent season of Mandalorian to come out. I haven't finished Book of Boba Fett.
Okay.
I have yet to start watching Andor. Ahsoka's really good. I've been watching that.
We tried watching the one when Ben Kenobi.
Oh yeah, Obi-Wan.
I couldn't get into it.
Well, I think the thing is, it was never meant to be a long series. It was 6 episodes. That was it. Boom. It was done. And that was the point. It was meant to be just a little, you know, to fill. I think it was meant to fill in some blanks. And that was the whole point. So
what else gone through? I saw Echo. I've watched a couple of that. Oh God, and I just turned on my thing. So if you name your Alexa a certain thing, be careful what you watch.
Can you say that again?
See, I named mine Ziggy.
Yeah, I've got
because yeah, I'm like, unless I'm listening to Ziggy Stardust, that's it.
Echo, shut up. Yeah, I have Ziggy in the craft room because I tend to talk out loud to myself when I'm sewing.
Right.
And we've got Alexa in the main room. So I was watching about an old World War II movie. And I want to say it's PT 109, but it's a sub they're on, and the sub is called.
Right.
And every time they would say the sub's name, it would turn it on. So silly me says, okay, you know what? I'm a nerd. I'm going to name it Computer. And then made the mistake of watching Star Trek. So I'm thinking I might rename it to Ziggy because the chances of Ziggy actually being said in the bedroom are really, really low.
Yes. And that's exactly
Really
why I changed it, because every single time we said something out there, it could pick it up.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's what we were running into as well. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much everything that I can think of. You know, appreciate everybody joining in with us. We're going to go ahead and we're going to end the meeting
Yep.
here. So
come out and see us on the
everybody-